This is Castle Playhouse. From the stages and studios, producers and playwrights of the world, your hosts, the brewers of Castle Lager, bring you the week's finest radio entertainment, Castle Playhouse.
The Gold Bug by Edgar Allan Poe. I met Legrand many years ago when I was a young medical student. At that time, he was living on an island off the coast of South Carolina. It was a lonely spot, and few people would guess that the island was inhabited. I went there to collect shells, and it was then that I made Legrand's acquaintance. This soon ripened into friendship, for we shared an interest in botany. I was a frequent visitor to the beach hut where Legrand lived with his native servant, Jupiter.
I am delighted to see you, Stephen. Jupiter has caught a couple of marsh hens. We're having them roasted for supper.
You have got a very comfortable place here, Legrand. Upon my soul, I envy you. The hut is clean and dry. The peace and quiet of nature is all around you. Jupiter is an excellent cook. There's a splendid fire blazing on the hearth.
Are you cold? Pull your chair closer to the fire.
Yeah.
The evenings are remarkably chilly once the sun has set.
Thank you, I believe I will. You're looking uncommonly pleased with yourself. Have you made an important find? Is that what it is?
You have come on a very auspicious day, Stephen.
Oh?
I have made 2 discoveries. You shall judge for yourself which is the more important.
I'm all eagerness. Tell me at once, Legrand.
The first discovery was a shell, a bivalve which I cannot trace in any of my catalogs.
Well, that is excellent enough in all conscience. Perhaps you've discovered a new genus. Pray let me see it.
Have patience, Stephen. You shall examine it carefully after supper. I believe my second discovery was the more, shall we say, rewarding.
I'd fail to see how it could be.
With Jupiter's assistance, I found a scarab beetle, which I believe to be totally new. I would like to have your opinion on it tomorrow.
And why not tonight?
If only I'd known you were coming. But your visit is so irregular. How could I foresee you would pay us a visit this very night of all others? I went across to the mainland. The lieutenant at the fort is a naturalist. I lent him the bug, so it'll be impossible for you to see it until the morning. Stay here tonight, and I will send Jupiter for it at sunrise. It is the loveliest thing in creation.
What, sunrise?
Nonsense, no. The bug. It is of a brilliant gold color, about the size of a large hickory nut, with 2 jet-black spots on the back, and the antennae...
There ain't nothing Timmy about that bug, I keep a-telling you. That bug is a solid gold bug, every bit of it, inside and all, except him wings. Never feel half so heavy a bug in my life.
Well, suppose it is, Jupiter. Is that any reason for you letting supper burn? Stop flapping your big ears and get back to your cooking pot.
all right, let's go.
The color is, well, it's almost enough to warrant Jupiter's enthusiasm. You never saw a more brilliant luster. But you can judge this till tomorrow. In the meantime, I can give you some idea of the shape. Now, let me see, I must have some paper in my desk. I'll draw it for you. It doesn't seem to be anything suitable. Mostly bills, I'm afraid. Now, wait a minute. There's a scrap of parchment I picked up somewhere. Now, where did I put it? Here it is. I must have pushed it into my waistcoat pocket. I'll do you a quick sketch.
No, there's Zara wanting to come in. Shall I open the door?
I suppose so. She'll only make a confounded racket if you don't. No, wait. Take this sketch and look at it. It's a quick impression, but reasonably accurate. Let Zara in.
Hey, down, Zara, you silly beast. You nearly knocked me into the fire. All right. Stop fussing. I know you're glad to see me.
Sit down, Zara, and behave yourself.
Zara's growing fast. It's like being bowled over by a mountain lion when she greets you. I almost dropped your sketch on the fire.
Here it is on the hearth. A little dusty, but none the worse. Now, tell me what you think.
Why, this is very strange.
What's the matter?
I must confess it's new to me. I never saw anything like it before. Unless it was a skull. Or a death's head.
A death's head? Oh, well, it has something of that appearance on paper, no doubt. The two spots look like eyes, eh? And then the shape is oval.
Perhaps so, but, Legrand, I fear you're no artist. I'll wait until I see the beetle itself before I form an idea of its appearance.
I don't know what you mean by that. I draw tolerably well. I should. I've had good teachers. And I flatter myself that I'm not a blockhead.
You must be joking. This is a very passably drawn skull. Nothing like a scarab beetle at all.
There is nothing wrong with my drawing. I fear there is something wrong with your eyesight.
It had been my intention to pass the night at the hut, but seeing my host in this peevish mood, I thought it proper to take my leave. I saw nothing of Legrand for at least a month. Then, one day, I received a visit from Jupiter, his native servant. Jupiter looked so dispirited that I feared some serious disaster had befallen my friend.
I hope there's something you can do, Master Stephen, because I'm just about at my wit's end.
What's the matter now, Jupiter? How's your master?
Well, to speak the truth, he not so well as might be.
Not well? What does he complain of?
That's it. He never complains of nothing. But him sick for all that.
Is he confined to bed?
No, that he ain't. He ain't confined nowhere. That's just the trouble.
Jupiter, I should like to understand just what it is you're talking about. Now, you say your master is sick. Well, hasn't he told you what ails him?
He said nothing at all the matter with him. But then, what makes him go about looking this way and that, with his face as white as a ghost? And then he keeps a siphon all the time.
Keeps a what, Jupiter?
Keeps a siphon with figures on the slate.
Oh, you mean a cipher?
The queerest figures I ever did see. I was getting to be scared, I tell you.
Oh, can you form any idea of what might have caused this illness? Or rather, this change of conduct?
No, there ain't been nothing since the day you was there.
How? What do you mean, Jupiter?
What? I mean the bug. The gold bug.
The what?
I'm certain Master Legrand been bit somewhere about the head by that gold bug.
And what cause have you to think that, Jupiter?
Cause enough, Master Stephen. I never did see such a bug. He'd kick, and he'd bite everything what come near him. Master Legrand catch him first, but he had to let go mighty quick, I tell you. Then was the time he must have got the bite. I didn't like the look of the bug nohow, so I wouldn't take hold of him with my finger, but I catch him in a piece of paper that was lying about, wrap him up in it.
Then you really think your master was bitten by the beetle, and that the bite made him sick?
I don't think nothing about it. I knows it. What makes him dream about the gold so much if 'tain't 'cause he bit by the gold bug? I's heard about them gold bugs before this.
But how do you know he dreams about gold?
How I know? Why, 'cause he talk about it in his sleep. That's how I know.
Did you bring any message to me from Mr. Legrand?
Yes, sir, I did. He want to see you tomorrow without fail.
Is it very important?
That's what he say. He said, I was to tell you the matter was of the highest importance.
I'm glad you came early, Stephen. We need to start at once if we're to be back by nightfall.
Start where? I don't understand.
I have planned a little expedition.
A scythe and 3 spades. A strange expedition by the look of it.
I bought those things in town, and a lot of money I had to give for them.
That will do, Jupiter.
Did you get your scarab beetle back from the Lieutenant, Legrand?
Oh, yes. I got it from him the next day. Nothing so tempt me to part with that scarabaeus. Do you know that Jupiter is quite right about it?
In what way?
In supposing it to be a bug of real gold.
You can't be serious.
This bug is to make my fortune, Stephen. That shows how serious I am. Is it any wonder, then, that I prize it? Since Providence has thought fit to bestow it upon me, I have only to use it properly, and I shall arrive at the gold of which it is a symbol. Jupiter, bring it to me.
What, the bug? I'd rather not go troubling that bug. You must get him your own self.
Oh, very well. That is easily done.
What in the name of all that is mysterious is he going to do with scythes and spades?
That's more than I know. Devil take me if I don't believe 'tis more than he know, too. But it's all come of the bug.
Here is my precious golden scarab. Now, you tell me what you think.
It is beautiful. The scales certainly have the appearance of burnished gold.
And feel the weight of it.
Yeah, quite remarkable, but...
I sent for you, Stephen, because I have need of your advice and assistance in furthering my expedition.
My dear Legrand, you are certainly unwell. I think you should go to bed. I'll remain with you for a few days until you get over this attack. Look, you're feverish.
Feel my pulse. You will find it perfectly steady. You can take my temperature also, if you wish.
You may be ill and yet have no fever. Allow me to prescribe for you this once. In the first place, go to bed.
You are mistaken. I'm as well as can be expected, considering the excitement. If you really wish me well, there is only one way you can help me.
And how is this to be done?
Very easily. Jupiter and I are going into the hills on an expedition. We shall need the help of some other person we can trust. You are the only one in whom we can confide. Whether we succeed or fail, this fever of excitement will then be banished.
Oh, I'm anxious to oblige you in any way, but... Oh, look, do you mean to say this infernal beetle has some connection with your expedition into the hills?
It has.
Then, Legrand, I can become a party to no such absurd proceeding.
I'm sorry to hear you say that. Very sorry. For we shall have to try it by ourselves.
Try it by yourselves? You must be quite mad. Ah, but stay. How long do you propose to be absent?
We shall start immediately and be back, at all events, by sunset.
And will you promise me, on your honor, that when this freak expedition is over and the bug business settled to your satisfaction, that you will return home and follow my advice as your physician?
Yes, I promise. And now let us be off, for we have no time to lose. I'll tell you what I discovered as we go along.
We've climbed the hill, Legrand. You can't claim to be out of breath. I'm all impatience to hear your story.
You remember the night I showed you the rough sketch I had made of the scarab beetle?
Quite clearly. I remember you became vexed when I suggested your drawing resembled a scout.
Yeah, certainly I did. I'm considered a good artist as a rule. I was still angry when you left me. I was about to crumple the paper up and throw it in the fire... I noticed something very curious.
What was that?
On one side of the paper was my sketch of the beetle. And on the other side, directly behind it, was the drawing of a human skull.
So that when I looked at it in the firelight, the one would be superimposed on the other.
Exactly. And the strangest thing was this. I knew the skull had not been there when I made my sketch.
How could you be so sure?
Remember I found the piece of paper in my pocket? It was rather grubby, and I turned it over to find the cleanest spot. I'm willing to swear that the skull was not there. I could not have failed to have noticed it.
But that's impossible.
True. But I was equally convinced that it had happened. Therefore, there must be some logical explanation.
And so you applied logic to the problem, huh?
I did. At first, I examined the paper carefully and tried to remember where I had acquired it. It was a piece of very thin parchment, quite old. Then I remembered. It was when we found the gold bug. Jupiter, with his usual caution, would not touch it directly. He looked around for a leaf or something by which to take hold of it. There was a scrap of parchment lying half buried in the sand. He wrapped the bug in the paper, and that was how it came into my possession.
Well, that still doesn't explain the skull.
Parchment is durable, almost imperishable. Trivial matters are rarely consigned to parchment, and the skull is the well-known emblem of the pirates.
This is supposition, not fact.
Listen to this, then. If the paper was empty before I completed my sketch, if you yourself didn't draw the skull, then who did?
Are you suggesting it was not done by human agency?
No. It was a human hand that designed the skull upon the parchment. The hand of a pirate. Do you recollect dropping the parchment on the hearth when Zara gave you such a boisterous greeting?
Yeah.
And you must be aware of chemical substances by means of which it is possible to write upon parchment.
So that the characters become visible only when subjected to heat. Now I see the connection.
And so did I. I subjected every portion of the parchment to a glowing heat. The next thing to become visible was what I at first supposed to be a goat. A closer scrutiny satisfied me that it was intended for a kid.
So far so good, but you will not find any connection between your pirates and a goat. Pirates, you know, have nothing to do with goats. They appertain more to the farming interest.
But I have just said that the figure was not a goat.
Oh, well, a kid then. Pretty much the same thing.
Not altogether. Have you never heard of Captain Kidd? The figure of the animal was used as a punning or hieroglyphic signature.
I presume you expected to find a letter between the skull and the signature?
Something of the kind. There are 1,000 rumors about treasure buried somewhere upon the Atlantic coast by Captain Kidd. Yet have you ever heard of any important treasure being unearthed along the coast?
Never.
Then if such treasure exists, it is still in the earth. And I believe that this document provides the clue to where Kidd's treasure is buried.
Well, this hodgepodge of letters and figures? I'm as much in the dark as that.
It is not as difficult as you imagine. I've had some experience with cryptographs.
You broke the cipher?
Yes. There isn't time to tell you now how I unraveled the riddle. We are almost there.
Where? I see nothing but a rather dreary ravine.
What is the chief feature of the landscape?
Why, I suppose that enormous tulip tree.
Exactly. That is the object of our little expedition. Jupiter, come here.
Yes, master.
Can you climb this tree?
I can climb any tree I ever seen in my life.
Then up with you as soon as possible.
Well, how far must I go up, master?
Get up the main trunk first, and then I'll tell you which way to go. And here, stop. Take the golden scarab with you.
The bug, Master Legrand. With the gold bug? What for must I tote the bug way up the tree?
If you were afraid, Jupiter, to take hold of a harmless dead beetle, why, you can carry it up by this string I fastened to it.
No, master, no.
If you do not take it up with you in some fashion, I shall be under the necessity of breaking your head with this shovel.
What the matter now, Master Legrand? Always wanted to raise a fuss with old Jupiter. I was only funning anyhow. Me feared of this old bug? What I care for this bug?
I see you're very cautiously holding the extreme end of the string, Jupiter.
All right for you to go laughing, Master Stephen. Just you watch my smoke while I climb up this here tree.
He really is a born climber. Unfortunately, old trees are the easiest to tackle. This one must be 100 years old at least.
He's going up it like greased lightning. Well done, Jupiter.
How much further has I got for to go?
How high up are you?
Ever so far. I can see the sky from the top of the tree.
Oh, never mind the sky, but attend to what I say. Look down the trunk and count the branches below you. How many have you passed?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I done passed 5 big branches on this side.
Then go 1 branch higher.
This is the strangest treasure hunt I ever heard of. Why have we brought spades if the treasure is up in a tree?
You'll soon see why.
Here I is on the 7th branch.
Now, Jupiter, I want you to work your way out on that branch as far as you can. If you see anything strange, let me know.
Yes, sir. Most feared to go out on this limb very far. The dead branch pretty much all the way.
What? Did you say it was a dead branch, Jupiter?
Yes, sir. Indeed as a doornail. Done departed this here life.
Try the wood with your knife and see if it is very rotten.
Might venture out upon the branch by myself, that's true.
By yourself? What do you mean?
Why, I mean the bug. Suppose I drop him down first and then the limb won't break.
You infernal scoundrel! What do you mean by telling me such nonsense as that? As soon as you drop that beetle, I'll break your neck. Did you hear me, Jupiter?
Yes, sir. I hear you ever so plain.
If you do go out on the branch with the beetle, I'll give you a silver dollar when you get down.
I'm going. Indeed, I is. Most out to the end now.
Out to the end.
Soon be there, master. Oh, look. Mercy, what is this here on the tree?
Well, what is it?
Well, I tell you, nothing but a skull. Somebody let him dead up the tree and the crows done gobble every bit of meat off.
A skull, you say? Very good. How is it fastened to the branch? What holds it on?
Why, this very curious circumstance, upon my word. There's a great big nail in the skull what fastens it on the tree.
Now, pay attention, Jupiter. Find the left eye of the skull.
That's a good one, master. There ain't no eye left at all.
Oh, curse your stupidity. Do you know your right hand from your left?
Yeah, I knows that. It's my left hand what I chops wood with.
To be sure, you're left-handed. And your left eye is on the same side as your left hand. Now, can you find the place where the left eye of the skull has been?
Is the left eye of the scalp on the same side as the left hand of the skull? Because this skull ain't got no hands at all. Oh, never mind, I got the left eye now. What must I do with it?
Let the beetle drop through it as far as the string will reach. But be careful and don't let go your hold of the string. No, wait, tie the string to the branch.
All that done, master. That's easy thing to put. Bug through the eye hole. Look out for him down below.
Here it comes, flashing through the leaves.
Now, mark the spot below. Jupiter, come down and help with the digging.
We dug very steadily for 2 hours and reached a depth of 5 feet, but no signs of treasure became manifest. I began to hope the farce was now at an end. Then suddenly Legrand gave a loud cry and seized Jupiter by the throat.
You ignorant scoundrel! You infernal villain! Speak this instant! Answer me without prevarication. Which is your left eye?
Oh, my golly, Master Legrand. This here my left eye for certain.
That's your right eye, Jupiter.
Fool! I knew he had made a mistake. The game's not up yet. Jupiter, was the skull nailed to the branch with the face outwards or with the face to the branch?
The face was out, so that the crows could get at the eyes without any trouble.
I see how it happened now. We must try again. And this time, Jupiter, see you drop the beetle through the other eye.
A wooden chest with an iron ring on top.
Smash the lock with your spade, Jupiter. It's old and rusty enough. I must see what's inside.
Yeah, that's done it. Now then, Legrand, open the lid.
You're sick. I've never seen so
Enough gold coins to sink a battleship. And sure.
It's Captain Kidd's treasure. The parchment didn't lie. We're rich. Rich!
And this all came of the gold bug. The poor gold bug that I abused in that savage kind of style. Well, ain't you ashamed of yourself, Jupiter? Answer me that. Ain't you ashamed?
Madame Dupre's Last Reception by Honoré de Balzac.
One evening in November 1793, the principal inhabitants of Carentan were collected in the salon of Madame Dupre, who held an assembly every evening. The public prosecutor was there, several judges, and, of course, the mayor. Madame Dupre had not yet appeared, and the assembly was becoming restless when her maid, Clémentine, arrived to say that Madame was not at liberty to receive her guests that evening, as she was indisposed. A sudden silence fell on the gathering, during which the public prosecutor was heard to remark,
"Indisposed to receive us she may be, but she is not ill. If she were, she would have sent for medical advice. The doctor has been at my house all day playing chess. He was joking with me and saying that there was only one disease nowadays, a kiss from Madame Guillotine. And that was incurable."
Clémentine left the company and went upstairs to her mistress with the news of what she had heard.
"That is what the prosecutor said, madame, and he pulled a long face and frowned in that way he has."
The prosecutor has a suspicious mind. Oh, well, I suppose it goes with his profession.
Oh, madame, if only he knew.
No? What can he know? He can have his suspicions, but there is no way for him to be certain.
No, madame, but you said he knew your family and position before you came to Carentan.
Of course he did. It is his business to know these things. A girl like you, my Clementine, who has lived in a small town all her life, you show no surprise when a lady in a velvet gown and a grand carriage comes from out of nowhere and invites you to be her maid.
I'm an uneducated girl, madame. It is not for me to ask questions.
You are a good, kind girl, Clementine. The best maid I ever had, and you are my friend. I trust you. Heaven knows it is a rare relief to find someone you can trust in these terrible days.
Oh, I will never betray you, madame, never.
I know that, my child.
Still, if the prosecutor knows that you really are the Comtesse Dupré...
The prosecutor is not the only one who knows I am a comtesse. All of Carentan knows that secret. Why do you think they're so eager to come to my assemblies every evening?
Because they are greedy people, those great ones. They eat your food and enjoy your hospitality. It is something in their lives now great lady lives in the chateau. But you, madame, I don't know why you are so hospitable to them.
It is the price I have to pay, Clementine.
I don't understand.
If I shut myself away here, they would still know my secret, but they would talk about it. Now, if I entertain them and let them have the pleasure of being the guests of a comtesse, they become my fellow conspirators. Oh, these people are snobs, my Clementine, and I dare say they call themselves patriots. But they want me to stay, so my secret will remain safe in Carentan.
People are very strange. If they informed the Revolutionary Committee in Paris that you were here...
I would be arrested. That is what the prosecutor meant when he mentioned the kiss of Madame Guillotine. He was warning me.
In that case, madame, do you think it wise...
No, I do not think it wise to cancel my assemblies. But I cannot have these people in the house if my son is coming.
Do you really think he's escaped, madame? That he will come here to the chateau?
No, it is the dearest hope of my heart, Clementine.
He is your only son, is he not?
He is my only child. Not only that, he is my last living relative. Everyone else is gone. Armand is the only creature on whom I can fasten the hopes, fears, and joys of my life.
You love him very much. It is natural.
I feel very close to him, because he was such a delicate child. The doctor said he would never grow to manhood, but he did. I willed it so. And I nurtured him tenderly like a young plant, until I saw him grow to be the strongest and handsomest youth at the court of Versailles.
Oh, what a joy for you, madame. And then, so fine a gentleman to be in prison.
Oh, but now he has escaped, I'm sure of it.
Oh, you do not know for certain. Suppose the message was a trick.
I will not suppose anything so horrible. Armand sent me word. He plans to escape and will come here disguised within the next 3 days. Today is the first day. Very well, nothing shall stand in the way. Today and for the next 2 days there will be no assemblies in my house. We will prepare to receive an honored guest, Clementine.
So Madame Dupré cancelled her reception for the first time since she had come to Carentan. On the second day, the same thing happened again, and still her longed-for guest had not arrived. The whole town was buzzing with speculation, especially as Madame had stated there would be no reception for the 3rd evening in succession. That morning, Madame received a call from Maurice Blanchard, a frequent guest at her house, and a magistrate of Carentan.
I can guess why you've come to see me, Maurice. Have you been elected official town spokesman?
I am not here in any official capacity. You must believe that, Marie. I come to you as a friend.
You don't deny that you are curious about my cancelled assemblies?
I am as curious as any man. The whole town is ablaze with curiosity. But that is not what brings me here.
Then what?
I am concerned for your safety, Marie.
A pretty thought, Monsieur Blanchard. Why should I be in danger?
You are a widow, Marie, comparatively young and still beautiful. You are also a known aristocrat who could be denounced to a revolutionary committee. Some of us are in love with you. How could it be otherwise? We do not want you to leave us, perhaps to lose your life. But you must behave in a reasonable manner.
Are they saying I am unreasonable?
You know very well what they're saying. Clementine would have told you.
I would like to hear it from you, Maurice.
No one believes in your illness. Clementine has been seen in the market making larger purchases than usual. Everyone believes you are preparing to entertain an important visitor.
Clementine has been talking.
Clementine has said nothing. You are too transparently honest for this world, Marie.
Who do they say my visitor will be?
Oh, some say it is your lover. Others think it is some royal aristocrat. The public prosecutor and I think it is your son. But we're all united in one thing, Marie. A genuine desire to save you from the abyss.
Even the public prosecutor?
Even he. Although he cannot openly advise you himself, he begged me to give you counsel. Do you trust me to take a share in your crime?
Yes, I trust you, Maurice, but there is no crime for you to share. My son sent me word that he would escape from prison and come here disguised. He named 3 days on which I could expect him. Today is the last day.
I see. As I said, you have not been altogether prudent. Why did you have provisions brought in, enough to withstand a siege?
He may arrive dying of hunger, worn out with fatigue.
My poor Marie, you make a dreadful conspirator. If only you'd gone on as normal, no one would have suspected. Well, one thing is certain. You must hold your reception tonight.
Tonight? But that is impossible. Armand will come tonight. He must come. It is the last day. You have not understood.
It is you who do not understand, Marie. If you don't hold an assembly tonight, the public prosecutor will be forced to act. He can no longer ignore the murmurings of suspicion.
What will he do?
Set an armed guard round the chateau, then your son would never get through.
But if I hold an assembly, the public prosecutor will be here in the house when my son...
He will be here, officially or unofficially.
Then I really have no choice at all.
He said to me.
Maurice has been delayed, madame. Some business of mine keeps him late at the office. But he will be sure to look in later.
I am sure the office of the public prosecutor must always be busy these days. I hope Maurice will not be long, however, for I enjoy his company. He was a great comfort to me in my recent illness.
Your illness, madame?
Yes. I was afflicted with a fearsome malady.
May I inquire the nature of your illness?
It is rather indelicate, but I suppose you may. The doctor diagnosed an attack of gout on the stomach.
And what remedy did he prescribe?
An extract of fish oil, taken from herrings.
Red herrings, perhaps?
Is there any other variety, monsieur?
Fortunately, your charm equals your inventive wit. One could never be dull in your company, madame.
Yes, I fear the company does grow dull this evening. We must do something to lift this air of gloom.
And what do you suggest?
I think a game of lotto would liven things up. Games of chance usually do. Don't you agree, monsieur?
An excellent idea.
Well, since it meets with your approval, I will find Clementine at once. She is the only person who knows where the lotto cards can be found.
Madame?
Oh, has he not come yet?
Not yet, madame.
Oh, I feel almost suffocated. Oh, something must happen soon.
He will come, madame. I know he will.
Yes. Oh, yes, and in a few minutes he will be here. Oh, he is alive. I'm certain he is alive. My heart tells me so. Oh, do you not hear something, Clementine?
A stealthy movement outside. There is nothing, madame.
Oh, I would give the rest of my life to know if he is in prison or walking free across the countryside. I would give anything not to...
You must not upset yourself, madame. There is a feverish look about you. Your guests will notice.
Oh, my guests. Oh, yes, I had forgotten why I came. You must find the lotto cards to keep them occupied, Clementine.
Oh, don't worry, madame. He will come. I'm certain Monsieur Armand is alive and on the way. I put a key in the Bible and rested it on my index finger. And, madame, the key did not turn.
Is that a sure sign?
Madame, it is well known. I would stake my soul that he's still alive. God would never deceive us like that.
Oh, it is 8 o'clock already. Find the lotto cards, Clementine. I must go back to my guest.
Excuse my breaking in on you like this, Monsieur Blanchard, but it is a matter of some urgency. This young man...
I will gladly excuse you, officer, if you can prove to me very quickly that you're not wasting my time. I have an important engagement.
At the chateau, monsieur. That is why I thought it best to refer the matter to you.
What matter, gendarme? Get to the point. Is this a prisoner you've brought with you?
Not in a manner of speaking, sir. At least not yet. That depends on you, of course.
I am unable to follow your circuitous reasoning, gendarme. Who is this young man, and where did you find him?
No doubt he can answer who he is to your satisfaction, sir. As to where I found him, he was wandering the streets as if looking for a certain address. When I challenged him, he said he was a soldier looking for a billet. A likely story, eh, Monsieur Blanchard? There are no soldiers around here.
We must not jump to hasty conclusions, however. What is your name, young man?
Julien Jusseau.
And where do you come from?
From Paris.
Ah. You say you are looking for a billet?
Yes, monsieur.
Why are you not in uniform? And where is the rest of your battalion?
Precisely the questions I had in mind, monsieur.
Quiet, gendarme. Let the boy answer. If he can.
You should know, monsieur, as a loyal servant of the Republic, that our army is ill-equipped in the matter of uniforms, and I am only a recent recruit.
Well answered. I have seen many young men marching with their battalions still wearing civilian clothes, but I have never seen the newest recruit minus both his uniform and his battalion.
Your comrades must be some distance away, citizen soldier.
I believe I am 3 leagues in front of the battalion. Let me explain.
You have said enough. No doubt some sentiment brought you to Carentan. I believe we understand the situation very well.
He's a fine, bold fellow, and no mistake.
That will do, officer. Young man, I think you've got an answer ready for anything. And that is just what I should have expected. No, don't say any more. You've said quite enough. I think we understand one another. Gendarme, you may conduct him to the chateau. He will be billeted there.
That's a good one, monsieur.
Go along with the gendarme, young man. You haven't got much further to go.
At this moment, the clocks of Carentan struck 9:30. In the antechamber of the chateau, the lanterns were lighted, the servants helped their masters and mistresses to put on their clogs and mantles, the card-players settled their accounts, and they were all leaving together according to the established custom in small towns. All except one, for the public prosecutor remained behind for a final word with Madame.
It has been a pleasant evening, one of many pleasant evenings spent in this house. I wish I could believe that there would be more in the future.
Why not, monsieur? I can think of no reason why my reception should be discontinued.
Then you are not being entirely frank with me.
I don't understand you, monsieur.
I think you understand me very well. The time has come to stop fencing and drop your guard, madame. The game is over, and we must be serious and speak plainly.
Very well, monsieur. I am listening.
Madame, I am a loyal servant of the Republic and must carry out its laws. That is my duty.
Do you intend to arrest me? But why have you not done so before?
It is not my purpose to arrest you.
Then where does your duty lie?
Madame, I believe that you are keeping an important secret from me.
Monsieur Blanchard has not told you everything.
He regards what you told him as confidential.
Thank heaven there is a little honor still left in the world.
Have you nothing to say to me?
Nothing, monsieur.
You realize that at this moment one word could send both of us to the scaffold. I have studied your character and behavior too closely to share in the mystification by which you have succeeded in misleading your guests this evening. You are expecting a visit from your son, Armand. I have not the least doubt of it.
No, I assure you my son is not here.
Well, there may be some truth in that, at least. But you expect him at any moment?
Please, no. You must not believe. I am expecting a guest, but it is not my son. Armand is in prison.
Oh, doubtless he does not intend to remain there any longer than necessary. It is useless for you to deny it, madame. I tell you, I am quite certain that your son has sent word for you to expect him.
Let us suppose it is not true, but let us suppose Armand did come. What would you do to him?
Now you are being more reasonable. Suppose your son did by some strange chance arrive at the chateau, I would advise you to receive him.
You would?
Naturally. But do not let him remain under your roof after 7 o'clock in the morning. Tomorrow I intend to come here at daybreak. I shall bring with me a denunciation which I shall have drawn up.
Oh, you have no more pity than a tiger.
The outcome of my visit depends solely on you, madame. If your son is here, obviously it will be my duty to arrest him.
He will not be here.
Good. then an unpleasant and unnecessary task will be avoided.
Why must you come here with a denunciation? Why can you not leave us undisturbed and in peace?
Because you, madame, by your own foolishness, have made such a course impossible.
You mean because I have cancelled my assembly?
I mean because in your artless fashion you have demonstrated to the world, in this case the little world of Carentan, that you expected to receive a clandestine visitor. There has been much talk in the town, a great deal of speculation as to the identity of your visitor.
I know. Maurice told me.
I am known to be a loyal servant of the Republic. I cannot sit back and turn a deaf ear to such open gossip. Justice must not only be done, it must be clearly seen to be done. As I said, tomorrow at daybreak I shall come to the chateau armed with a denunciation. I shall demonstrate the falsity of this denunciation by making a thorough and careful search.
And you will make a report to the authorities that nothing has been found?
Exactly. You will then be screened by the nature of my report from all future suspicions. I shall speak of your patriotic gifts, your civic pride, and we shall be saved.
This is not a trap. You will really help me to save my son.
Yes, I will help you. But we must make sure it is not at the cost of our own lives.
I owe you everything. Well, let me kiss your hand, and I called you a tiger. Oh, forgive me.
Oh, madame, you must not kneel to me. I do not want your gratitude. I hope that in time you will come to think of me.
Madame! Madame! His Carmi is here!
Clementine, how dare you burst in like this? Can't you see that I am not alone? You must behave with more circumspection.
Madame, I did not see the public prosecutor.
Did you say a visitor had arrived at this late hour? Who is it, Clementine?
It is a soldier who has been billeted on us, monsieur. Here is the billeting order signed by Monsieur Blanchard.
Monsieur Blanchard sent him here?
Yes, madame.
That seems to be an order. Yes, I had heard a battalion was coming to the town, although I had not expected it would be here so soon. Well, madame, I must take my leave. I will go out through the garden. And remember everything as I have told you.
Where is he, Clementine? Where is my son? Bring him to me at once.
He is quite near, madame. I left him outside the door. Fortunately, I made him wait while I came in to warn you.
Oh, come in, Armand. Come in, my own dear child.
Madame, I fear there has been some dreadful mistake.
You are not Armand.
My name is Julien Jussot. I am a soldier.
He is not your son. He said he was a soldier, but I thought he did not trust me. I thought it was a disguise. But how like him he is. Surely there's a family resemblance. I was sure.
It is some cruel coincidence. This is not Armand.
Since there has been some mistake, madame, perhaps you would wish me to leave and seek another billet in the town.
No, you must stay. It is not your fault.
Oh, madame, let me take your arm. Oh, sit down, for pity's sake. You are half dead with grief.
I will remain standing, Clementine. Do not touch me.
I really think it will be better if I go. You're ill, madame.
No, I insist. You must stay. This is no way to treat a guest, Clementine. You must forgive us, Monsieur Jussot.
Oh, there is no need to apologize to me. I am only a soldier.
Yes. Now I see that is what you are.
What shall I do with him, madame? He could sleep in the kitchen by the hearth.
Any warm corner will do for me.
Not at all. The bed is prepared with silken sheets. Everything is ready for you. Take him to the guest room, Clementine.
What? Madame, is this man going to sleep in Monsieur Armand's bed and wear Monsieur Armand's slippers and eat the pastry that I made for Monsieur Armand? If I was to be guillotined for it,
Clementine, there must be no talk of guillotines here.
I am sorry, madame.
You must forgive me if I leave you to the servants, Monsieur Jussot. I cannot bear to look at you any longer. There is indeed a terrible likeness.
You must go to bed, madame.
No, I shall sit in the conservatory and wait. He will be coming soon, and I shall be the first to hear his footsteps.
The silence of the night closed its icy hand around the watchful figure of Madame Dupré. She waited in vain for the footsteps that never came. But did they come? That we shall never know. Towards morning, Clementine found her mistress dead. It was only some time afterwards that they learned she must have died at the exact hour when her son, Armand, was shot in prison.
And be sure to tune in next Wednesday night at 8 and every Wednesday night for the week's finest radio entertainment brought to you for your listening pleasure by your hosts, the Brewers of Castle Lager. So until next week then, a very good night to you all.